So welcome to this demonstration of how you can download feature service items from ArcGIS Online using the ArcGIS API for Python. I believe you have come this far with the name to implement this for your ArcGIS Online organization to have a backup of your datasets that you would never want to lose in case of anything happening. And so together we will write a Python script step by step utilizing the ArcGIS API for Python to save a backup of your feature services in ArcGIS Online to a local directory in your machine. But before that, I have 3 assumptions for us. And the first one is that you have already running ArcGIS Online organization, but if not, I will include a link below on how you can set up a trial ArcGIS organization account, and I'll be doing so in my case. So the second assumption is that you will want to automate this process in backing up your ArcGIS Online datasets. The final assumption is that you have already feature items published in ArcGIS Online for downloading or exporting. So I will I'll set up an ArcGIS organization trial account, and this one goes for 21 days in let's do it. Just scroll and come to this position and click sign up trial. And then once I am logged in as the new trial account, I will publish items because this is a new ArcGIS Online organization. So we would want to have feature items published to this account so that we can move to the next step of writing the script. So let's do it. And as soon as that one is done, we will refresh our ArcGIS Online organization so that we can see the items that we have published, and those are the ones that we will be working with. So you can see how the feature layers hosted all of them with their service definitions, and this is what we will be working with. So let's get into the script writing. Well, I saved the project, gave it the name, and the first thing is importing the required module. So the best way I usually do this is to give comments to anything that I want to include in the script. So that's what I'm going to do here, and the modules that we want, we will import from ArcGIS .gis, import GIS. So the next step is defining the variables, and this is a crucial step, as you will see moving forward. So we need a portal URL. This is the ArcGIS Online URL. So it goes as https okay .com. So while we have that, the next variable will be the username, or the ArcGIS username to your online account, the one we created. Okay, so this was the Kalabash, and the portal password. So we are going to call these variables using the GIS module. So we will include, and just pausing at this moment, so if you take a look at the GIS module here, you will see that this is a geographical information system that allows you to visualize, question, analyze, and interpret your data in order to understand the spatial relations, the patterns and trends. And if you take a look at this diagram, you'll see the GIS module, and there's an information model of the GIS which allows you to manage your data set. And by manage, it means that you can be able to create, read, update, and delete GIS users and groups and content from your organization. So you can see the various modules or items that we have in this one. So moving forward, that's what we want to call, so we'll call it GIS, and we now call our variables at this instance. So it will be portal, it'll be the portal URL, and then we separate these using commas, and then next one is portal username and the portal password. All right, so now that one is done. The next step is that we want to define a custom function, and this custom function will consume the owner and the download format. So we start by commenting here so that we know what we are doing, and this function will take these two arguments as we said, and it will take the format of define. This is how the function is usually written, and then inside of it will be our arguments. Okay, so it's def, and then we will call a function download maybe user items. Okay, and our two arguments are owner and the download format. All right, and then we will use a try except block here. So that's what we are going to do at this instance, and so from this point we want to search items or features owned by the logged in user, the one that we have specified above. So we will use the search function, and if you take a look at what the search is here, you will see you can be able to accomplish a lot. So I'll attach this one so that you can take a look. And in this try, we will variabilize and say items is equals to gis dot content dot search, and then inside it we will be taking in the owner dot format owner, and then this instance you want to put the max items. This is where you specify the number of items that you want returned. So for these instance, maybe I can put let's say 5. We can change this one moving forward. So this is where you want, maybe we can comment this one and say we are doing the search items or features which are owned by the logged in user. Okay, and we will need to print them. Okay, so the next one line is that we want to print the items here. All right, so now that we have printed the items, what do we need to do next? We need to loop through each item, and if we see a feature service in our ArcGIS Online organization, we need to download that. So using a for loop, I will loop through the items. So for item in items, then I want to print the item ID. Print the item ID. We can indent on that, so that we don't get the indentation error. So we will print item dot ID. Okay, so now that we have printed the item ID, we need to include another try except block here, and in this one we will variabilize and say result is equals to item dot export, and then we will give it maybe a name. You can call it a sample. So this is the name that will be embedded on each item that we will export. So but we can do away with it. It's not a must that we have it. And actually I'm going to remove that. So after that instance, it's dot format, and then we'll take item, title of the item. All right, so then the next thing will be the download format, which is which has already been defined as an argument in our function. All right, so and we need to give it some time to sleep, to make sure that items are being exported. So we'll say the wait time is equals to true, and the time to sleep will maybe give it 10 seconds also. So time dot sleep maybe 10 seconds also. And then so the next step will be the printing the exported items in the next line. So there's a print function. I need to print exported, and then we will concatenate that with item dot name there. All right, so at this stage now we want to specify a directory path to save the backup in our machine, that is locally. So we will say, maybe we can comment this, you need to specify a directory in your machine where you need to save these items. Okay. All right, I will say result dot download, and then this will be, I have a folder in my machine that is called temp, so that's what I want to do here. So I'll say I'll provide the link, the path to that folder here. And then after we have downloaded this to this local directory, remember we say that we need to delete the items that are created in ArcGIS Online once the export has happened. So we'll delete the item after they have been downloaded locally to our machine. Again, you might ask, why am I deleting them? Well, in ArcGIS Online, space consumed credits for storage. So that one is result. This is the line that will delete. So the result delete. That's it there. All right. Remember, we are in a try exit block here, so we want to exit that one, and we will use exit. Okay, and then we need to print, just in case there are some items which didn't export successfully, we will include them, we will print them here. So we will say print enable, maybe we can say to export item with ID, what, and then give the ID of the item there, and then say format, and include the format and the item dot name and the item ID, and then we exit from the main except block here. So take that as an exception, exception as A, and then we will print the A there. All right, so far so good. And in the next stage, you wanna call back your function, the one we defined above. So maybe we can just exit out of this one to that stage and say this is where you want to call back your function, and this function takes two strings, that is your username as a string and the file format from the download format here. So maybe before commenting that, we can say the download format. Okay, actually it's download user items. I will take the two strings here, so it'll be the username, of which I can include my username here, or call it as the portal username here as the variable that I have used, and then I'll go ahead and name it just as it is. Okay, and then the download format will be it can be any. So if you take a look at the various formats that we have, you can export as a file geodatabase, shapefile, and so on and so forth. So in our case here, we are going to use a file geodatabase. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can go ahead and print well done exporting the items. You can include a nicer message, and you'll be good with that one. So let's comment this one just so we know what we are doing here. So this is the function which takes into string parameters, and you can see it from the function above. Okay, and that would be the username, your AGL username, and the type of the download format. Okay, I guess we're almost done here. So you can go back and see if there is any spelling issues. Otherwise, if you run your script, it will scream at you or saying some there's some syntax errors and all that, and I can see one here. So it's geodata base. All right, code that one, then you can save. So our script looks complete. You can take a look at it, mend your script where it doesn't look like mine, and you can even tweak it and make it even more better. So just take a look at it, and I believe it will be able to run once we try it right here. So let's see how it does, and if it will be able to export items locally to our machine. So let's do it. So you realize it prints the list of all the items, and one by one it will start exporting them. So you'll see here. It takes some time. Well, it depends with the maximum number of items that you specified, but you're gonna be patient if you have more items to export. And what it does is that it exports each feature layout, feature service in its own file geodatabase. So you'll have them as individuals in your local directory. And by the way, you remember that you can do away with this name so that you'll only have the name of your hosted feature item. So that's something that you can have it the way you would want. Alright, let's look at the folder. Seems like we are getting something, and you can see the name is being embedded in front of the file geodatabase name. So getting some things here. Looks alright. Remember, we have a maximum of 5, so we expect 5. Not unless something fails to export, then we will get a message here telling us so. Alright, we have all the 5 here, and you can open one of them, and it's a file geodatabase which you can take to ArcGIS Online and start working with, or save as a backup. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope this helps you in automating your tasks. And if you have any question, just pin me down here and I'll be sure to give you a response. So thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.